Craig Diaries, yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to another match preview. You know what it is, North London Derby settings. Now, I couldn't do this video. I know the first time we done it was the first video on the channel, but I thought this time when we're running it back, we've got to level it up. We got to get a big panel, big boys, Arsenal, Tottenham. We're trying to have a little war today, you know, get the fighting, get the rumbling early, because we know what tomorrow is going to be like. It's going to be a good one. But big up to a gal for the raid every single time. If you haven't already, smash the like button. It's what you got to do when you check into the channel. It don't cost you a thing, and it takes a second. Show some love, smash the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the damn thing. We've got content coming every single day, and the match preview is about to begin. First of all, I've got to bring in my home guests, the boys that are on the home side, my side, the Yids, the Spurs, man like Ash, and man like Jay Hotspur Cave. What are you saying, bros?
Man's dead there. What you telling me, my broskies? You get me? The man them are here in force. And you know what's up next, bro. You know what I mean? We have to go and face the ops. That's what I got to say, my broskies. But what you man saying?
We got to face
Hey, George, thank you for having me, first of all, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always a pleasure to be on the channel and that. And I'm here to dish out some smoke for these Woolwich pussies, man. You know what I'm saying? The real side of North London is here. So let's get into it, man. I'm excited.
Exactly that. The real side of North London is here. The right side, the white side. You know what I'm saying? And first of all, we've got the guy over on the uncomfortable side, but do you know what? It's their game. It's their ground. It's the Emirates. It's the Dirty Reds. I'm going to bring them in together. My boys, though, make sure you support their channels. I'm going to shout everyone's channel is in the description. But yeah, man, big up to a gal, big up to D. What are you boys saying, man?
I'm chilling.
I'm chilling.
Don't worry, you ain't going to be outnumbered for too long. We got Potts coming on real soon. He's just going to finish up on the terrace. You know,
how can we be outnumbered by little guys?
Is this what they're on straight away? These on it. You know what it is today.
I heard my man talk about pussy or Woolwich. This is all mad. This is all mad. I can't believe a man coming talking to me like this. I can't believe this.
No, we're on to the boys in red. We're on to
the white shirts. You think they're Real Madrid the way they're talking?
You know what I'm saying, Igalba? What's going on here, fam?
That's
it's
what
good,
we're on.
Asthmatic, what are you saying?
Man, I'm there, cuz you get me. Listen, you know what it is? It's wartime, so right now food goes out the window. You see it? So that's what it is right now. We know
out the window. We're not friends now, bro. All of us
and your football ability goes out the window when you come to the Emirates. Every time. The last time you guys beat us was in the League Cup. Guys. Let's not do this.
We're not going to do that. League Cup, what? In like 2017, 2018. That was Dele Alli. I remember Dele Alli vibes. But let's talk about it, man. Big game tomorrow, 8 o'clock kickoff. Arsenal missing a few players, man. You guys ain't going to be there with the big boys. That's what I'm hearing. How you feeling about that one?
We got to weather the storm. No one's feeling sympathy for us because Saka's been out for a while. We had Martin Odegaard out earlier in the season. I think the rest of the guys, we can kind of weather the storm, but it's just a combination of multiple players out in the same position. First, we had Saka right wing out. Then we had freaking Ethan Nwaneri out. Now we have Jesus out with a season-ending knee injury. We already have so many fullbacks out. Also, you have Tomiyasu, Ben White, Calafiori. All three of them are in the same position. The only one that's injured that we can kind of manage is Jorginho. Even though he's not 100% like out, he's doubtful. But I do think if we didn't have multiple injuries in the same position, I wouldn't be as concerned. But the fact that we have multiple injuries in the same position, that's what's hurting us right now. Without Saka, it's a big blow, you know.
I'm hearing Odegaard might be. I don't know, bro. I heard his big toe might be a little bit sore.
I was hearing it from some people, but really and truly, he's going to. If he played the whole 90+ penalties versus Manchester United, he's not going to all of a sudden miss this game.
Right. It could be a tough one for you boys. Down. They said no Saka. Gabriel Jesus now been confirmed with the ACO. Not going to be back until the end of the season. No Nwaneri. You got a few defenders out. D, how are you feeling this one approaching into the game? Obviously, you had not a great performance against Manchester United, but It was a draw at the end of the day. You didn't lose. Can you take anything from that game or take any confidence going into this one?
Not really, because to me, it's exactly the same as Newcastle. It's literally rinse and repeat. So the issue is, if you have the same thing over and over again, I can see that happening again. There's not much we can actually change for the next game, or even for Aston Villa or the games going forward. It's the same process. So we lose to Newcastle in exactly the same way. When I say the same way, I don't mean tactically. I mean possession and not creating chances, but not taking our chances, stuff like that. Playing Manchester United, it's the same way. But what you kind of hope and you kind of act on is, can we do something different to kind of change the next game? And I actually don't think we can actually do anything different. The only difference that we can actually make is to take our chances. That's literally the only difference. And if you were to ask any Arsenal fan, do you feel like Havertz, Trossard, Martinelli will take their chances? If they do, then we'll be like, yeah, well done. You've done your thing. But we wouldn't be going into the game thinking, yeah, we're guaranteed to win. This is probably the lowest quality North London derby in years.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said to a gal just before we come on this stream. It's definitely the lowest quality North London derby, because when you look at the teams available, obviously we've said Arsenal are missing quite a few players. Spurs, we've only got Richarlison and Ben Davies back, but they're both back in training. I don't think they're going to be back into the lineups. Could see some minutes on the day, but outside of that, no Van der Ven, no Vicario, no Forster, no Udogie, no Odebert, and then no Romero, obviously. There's just a bunch of players missing. None of them are expected back for this one. So, Ash, obviously, we had a game against Tamworth at the weekend. We struggled, and it was a struggle. We had part-time footballers. Like, D could have been on that pitch the other day, bro. D could have been up top playing against us, and he would have twisted up some of our defense. That's how dark it was, bro. We had 32-year-old, what's his name? Something Ellis doing 360s at the back. What's going on to our players? 150 bags a week players. This is what's going on. So when you look at that game, do you think that that's just a one-off, or do you think that could breed into this performance?
No. That front line is smelly. Listen, my man Werner pulled up today. So, my hamstring. You know what I'm saying? He's already declared himself out of the war zone. You know what I mean? And he was part of the reason. Imagine we had Werner up top, similar to what Havertz. No, sorry, I ain't gonna do that. Don't worry, Havertz. No, don't worry, guys. I ain't doing that. Don't worry. But I'm just saying, Werner ain't a gunman. You know what I'm saying? He's not a shooter.
Yeah,
so
100.
You take him out the equation and you put Solanke in. It's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Solanke's a world beater, but I still think he's levels above Havertz, in my opinion. Do you know what I'm saying? So then you look at the left-hand side. Mikey Moore, the young G, innit? I think he's got a positive future ahead of him, but I don't think he will start against Arsenal. So then that's another change. You're bringing in Son, like he's obviously doing his thing in North London derby. Arsenal fans know about him. You get me? I got a couple of Arsenal homies say, brother, I think Son's better than Kane. I was like, bro, slow down, cuzzy, chill out. You get me? Like this season, he ain't really been doing it, but I need him to turn up. You get me? For the big one, for the big games. And then on the right-hand side, I'm hoping Babby Brenda is on the bench, far away. I can't have no Brendas on my pitch. I need Kulusevski on the right wing, because you know in possession, he's going to look after it. He's the man.
You want Kulu right? You want Kulu right?
Yeah, no, I want him right wing, Michael.
This is what I'm saying. They could have gone gung-ho and played Kulusevski and Brennan Johnson. That would have probably been more dangerous.
Nah.
You know why?
They won't keep the ball if they play that.
I don't mean to cut in here, but
we're gonna give them the ball, bro.
If we play Johnson on that right-hand side, we are finished. We are absolutely cooked. This guy
is he that bad? I watch him all the time.
He's not that bad, right? If you put a ball into the back post, he'll tap it in, right? But again, when I look at this Arsenal team, the way we're gonna get at them is by attacking their defenders, attacking the weaknesses in their team, which right now I think maybe Partey might start at right back. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying?
No, Timber will play.
Timber plays. Partey's in the midfield.
I think
yeah, and then you go at left back. Who you guys gonna have? Calafiori?
Miles Lewis Skelly.
Lewis Skelly will play.
There you go. Lewis Skelly's he's a competent young player. Do you know what I mean? He's tenacious. He wants to get stuck in. Brennan Johnson, that is his kryptonite, bro. He don't want no defenders that want to get stuck in. He's just gonna turn, pass it back, or spank it off the defender for a corner. So for me, I'd love to see Kudo on that right.
Well, hasn't Kulusevski been your best midfielder, not winger?
He has. I think the thing is, Gal, is the way that we've been playing and the way that Kulusevski's role has developed since last year is that no matter where he plays, whether he's deployed on the right or whether he's deployed as the 10, he sort of gets a free role. I feel like Aaron just started to learn that because of how good he is on the ball. You need him in the middle of the pitch creating. You need that space where he can open up, go left, go right, because he can be a bit predictable. If you just stick him out on the right-hand side, we know he's going to cut in. Most defenders know, so they just double team on him and have someone shadowing each other. So they're always covering that space that he's going to cut into.
Yeah, George, he's like that roaming type of kind of midfielder. You know, like
yes,
Eze is a winger, but he's not really a winger. Eze kind of roams. Yeah, I'm saying
we had that for years in the Helebs and the Rosiskis. And
even Grealish was that at Aston Villa, very similar.
Yeah,
I'll say this though, Kulusevski is your best player this season. No debate. And he is probably the most clinical he's ever been, and he's probably been the most creative he's ever been. And he's running these games. The games that I'm seeing, he's literally running them on his own. We're not going to give him the space to run at our guys. I do think we're going to try to shut down Kulusevski, and I don't trust Solanke on his own like versus Gabriel or Saliba. I don't think it's an issue for us. If Solanke's by himself as one of our center backs, I don't think he can do what he did to what do you call it, Konate.
Yeah.
But he's a natural striker. So with natural strikers, he gets a lot of poachers' goals. Like if you look at Solanke, most of his goals are not really they're not created by him.
No, but he leaves a lot on the plate. I'm not saying he's Kai Havertz, but he does leave a lot on the plate.
Yeah, he does. But what I'm saying is a lot of his goals are like instinct goals. Solanke's an instinct player, like a lot of balls in the box, a lot of ricochets, a lot of stuff. They're like natural striker goals. So even if he does score, it won't be he got the better of Saliba there, or he got the better of Gabriel. He can still do damage because he's putting the ball in the net.
Sniffed out a chance.
Well, what he can do to Gabriel, he can pin him. Yeah, I'm saying, meaning that he will bring him with him wherever he goes. Gabriel will be occupied with him. That will create space for someone else to run onto, if that makes sense. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what people don't know.
I'm not too worried about that. What I'm more worried about is if he splits the middle and he finds.
That's what will happen though, because if people haven't been watching, when I mean a lot of the narrative that Ange doesn't change or tactically adjust is just rubbish. Because we've been seeing so many things in the last couple of games, especially you're seeing movements from players where they haven't been doing all season. Sonny's coming in to drift into that because we know Sonny hasn't got the legs to run back and do that, hard-working winger role at times. He's got Solanke dropping in deep again, taking away a defender to drop in a bit more, and then you're having Sonny shift into the middle and sort of trying to do the overlapping run so we can play the ball over the top. Sonny get onto it, and then you have all the other players coming up to support.
Just to add on to that, you know what it is, bro? Kinski, I don't know if I said his name right, but he's made the difference in goal because he's got the ability to do the fullback, quarterback pass, you get it? So what I saw, I think it was against Liverpool, he's done a long direct ball, and what Son's done, he's come off the left, come centrally, and controlled it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I think we're going to use him as a weapon at times. Sometimes what to do, the two centre-back split, Kinksy, he drops into the middle as a third centre back, and his distribution sometimes is into the channels, and sometimes it's sometimes it's like direct into the striker. So I think it's like another play that we've got now with him in the side. Before we couldn't really do that with Vicario or with Foster. Do you know what I'm saying? We didn't really have that player that could play those balls from deep, if that makes sense. So,
and I think Ash, you make a great point. I think that's where that's where goals are going to come from. The channels, I think there's going to be a lot of space out on the wings, and we have to use that to our advantage. Egal made a good point.
Are you talking about balls getting crossed into the box?
Listen, that's another story. For me personally, I don't really see us scoring from set pieces. I know we have scored a few set piece goals this season, but we don't have anyone that's really just confident in the air to win. That's why we concede a lot from set pieces as well. But my last point, what I was going to make on Kulusevski is that he's nowhere near the level of Palmer, but he does what Palmer does. Sometimes Palmer starts out on the right, but he drifts into the middle, and then the team shifts. So the formation shifts. I think we can see that. And Ange doesn't have a plan B. He doesn't have a plan B. but he does make tactical tweaks. I'm not a big fan of him. However, I will give him credit where it's due. He makes tactical tweaks within the game that do benefit us. It's just whether he's going to do it against you, man. Because look, whether we like it or not, you, man, can be got at. Arsenal can be got at tomorrow.
Okay.
It's just whether we take the chances.
There also, the way we play is the blueprint on how to beat Tottenham, and it's been proven game in, game out this season. We've seen it versus Nottingham Forest. We've seen it versus Newcastle. We've seen it versus Crystal Palace. We've seen it all over. We've seen it throughout the year. Tottenham, you set up very well defensively. You give them the ball. You ask them to break you down. You get a goal. You sit on that goal. It gets to a point where they start getting nervy. They start trying to do too much, and then eventually you catch them for a second and game done. If we get a 2-goal lead on you guys or a 1-goal lead on you guys, I back my team to keep it.
Yeah, you know what?
Where you guys can take advantage is if you guys get us first. If you hit us first, then that's where the whole game plan goes out the window, and we need to now play a lot more attacking football.
The games you mentioned there, like, I think those teams, we didn't show them a lot of respect. For some reason, when it's teams that we do respect, that's when we kind of like step up. I don't know what it is. There's a lot of the players, they like turn up against the big games. I don't know if you've noticed against Aston Villa, we managed to get the result. Against Man City, obviously, we've got the result. People would argue Man United, they're not really a top team anymore. I won't get into that debate, but you get me. We come out on top again. City again, obviously, we've done them. Liverpool recent. So it's like when it's the teams that like possession, when it's teams where we don't have too much of the ball, that's when you see a different side of Spurs, and that's when we kind of just go on, bro. Go on.
But Ash, we are not going to play a style that suits you. We adjust. I don't know about D, but I feel like Arsenal
always does this, man. I swear, Gal always tells me that for the game of Tottenham, Arteta, he's going to change his whole system.
Arteta takes game by game. Arteta takes it game by game. We have different styles for different fights. When we face Liverpool, and we have a lead, you've seen what we did. We said, you break us down.
That's what you're gonna do more than likely. That's what you will do.
And I think Liverpool, Man City, they have the capability of breaking us down and getting a goal at the end. Tottenham, though, I think you guys start to get frustrated and you start losing belief, and some of your players are just.
That's why it's going to be a bit different, though. We've got players coming back.
But that's why I
disagree
with
to change the games off the bench.
I want to know what D
thinks. That's why I disagree.
That's what I was going to. I want to know. Yeah, I want to take it to D really quickly. D, where do you think the biggest dangers are going to come for Arsenal and Spurs potentially opening them up? Where do you think that the problems could rise for you guys in this game?
I know it.
I think Igal's right in terms of how we play, take it game by game, and in terms of tactical breakdown. I think he's right in that regard. But the only problem that we've got at the minute is we don't have the players in the positions that will hurt Tottenham in those. And even from the corner kicks, our corner kicks all of a sudden are completely different when Saka and all the guys are not on the pitch. All of a sudden, it's like we can't even, like Odegaard can't beat the first man, or he's doing really high ones to the back. He's trying to replicate what Saka does, but we can't do it. So I feel like most of our strengths that we've been seeing this season, we haven't shown that we can continue that without struggling through games. Like even the games where we kind of got through in a little bit. Saka's the one that will kind of bailed us out and stuff like that. And I feel like against Tottenham, I'm looking to see, like, it depends on who he plays, obviously, but I'm assuming he's probably going to play Havertz up top, Martinelli and Sterling on the right. That's what I'm assuming he's probably going to play. If he doesn't play that, he's then going to play Martinelli right and Trossard left. But this is me assuming Odegaard's playing. So I think it changes. The gal's right if we have our first team, but if we don't have our first team, I think we're more likely to just play for moments because it's hard to control Tottenham the way they play. How gung-ho they are. It's hard to control them without the actual structure that we actually used to having, because a lot of our plays all patterns. Like if Timber doesn't start the game and Partey's playing right back, all of a sudden Partey and Martinelli playing together is a very different right side to Ben White and Saka and Odegaard. It's a completely different right hand side. Because right now we could go into the match with a Martinelli right wing, Partey right back, and Trossard in the 10.
No. This is what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to be Raheem Sterling. Off the back of his performance versus Man United, he had a decent performance. He's going to start.
He had moments. Like he did
And I
have a
think,
good
and I think Trossard is better off the bench. So at least we have impact off the bench with Trossard.
Yeah, but we've been saying that for how many times, and Trossard starts.
That's what I was gonna say.
Trossard this game, the only way he starts is if Odegaard is also injured.
I just can't say that Trossard is guaranteed to not start, bro. Like you watch Arsenal all the time. I cannot put it past Arteta.
No, but who came on for the injured Jesus? It wasn't Trossard, bro.
Meaning what though?
Was he not starting though, Trossard, that game? No.
Trossard was not starting, if I'm not mistaken.
The last game he didn't start.
It was Martinelli, Jesus, and it was Havertz. And when Jesus got injured, it was Trossard that came in. If you're thinking that they're just rotating starting positions each week, I don't know about that. But what I think is going to happen this game is it's going to be Havertz up top, Jesus, Martinelli on one side, and then Trossard on. Not Trossard. Martinelli on the left side and Raheem Sterling on the right. And the reason why we're doing that, Raheem Sterling is normally a right side player. Martinelli is normally a left-sided player. You play players in their natural position. You don't do Partey right back bullshit. You play Timber there. You put Partey in the midfield, and you play players in their actual positions. If we start playing players out of position in this game where we need to be solid defensively and counter, they're not playing to their natural strengths.
Well, we've been doing this all season. You're saying it
starts Martinelli up front. That's a question for you.
No way.
Yes. We don't have too many choices right now.
He will never start Martinelli. Why
do you think it's
because I'm pretty sure
Nelly up front, Sterling on the right?
No, he will never play.
Martinelli's going to play on the left.
He will never play.
Didn't Martinelli come to Arsenal as a striker, right? He came to Arsenal as a striker, as a number 9.
He will never play Martinelli up front. Martinelli's not good enough up front either. He doesn't hold the ball up well enough.
I think it will be Martinelli versus Porro. I think that will be a key battle. Do you understand? I think Porro against Tamworth, I think he lost the ball 45 times, I think it was. Crazy.
No, Martinelli doesn't take on his man.
Right, check yourself.
45, yeah, 45. He's not lying. 45.
Martinelli does not take on his man, Ashmatic.
And I think that would be a top between Porro and Dragusin. I remember Liverpool targeted Dragusin because they know he's not the most technical on the ball. So in terms of pressing, I think Arsenal will try to press Spurs from that right-hand side. They will go through that a lot. They will leave Spence. If Spence plays left back, they will leave him to have the ball because he's not naturally a left-footed left back. Do you understand? So they will let Spurs to play out from the left.
You got it spot on. You got it. That's exactly what will happen.
So then I think on that right-hand side, I think Odegaard's going to be in that pocket, that little half space, which is hard to pick up. And he's going to be the one trying to thread the balls into the box. Like not diagonals, but you know those balls that you put like on the floor that Sterling can run onto, that, and then Sterling runs onto the byline and tries to.
Those little combinations he tends to do with Saka. You can do those with Sterling.
Yeah, we're going to try to pass it back.
Exactly. So that's what I envision. The little like dangers for me as a Spurs fan, thinking, oh man, and with rumored to have maybe, I'm not sure, Davies is training. I'm not sure if he's going to start or not, but I'm just worried about the pace attribute. If Davies does come on at some point and Archie Gray comes off, that running in behind, Spurs haven't been as highline as normal. We've kind of dropped it back a little piece. You get me? With Dragusin being the last man back, and now that we've got a sweeper keeper, it shores it up a little bit. But I still envision that Arteta's going to look to hit those channels like he did last time at our stadium. Do you know what I mean? When that was the play, innit? He was looking for Martinelli, and I think it was
the crossfield balls that were killing us. Innit?
That's where Spurs struggle when teams do the switch ball thing. Get me? They switch it to one flank to the other. Spurs kind of like diva a little bit.
We don't really switch play like that. Not like Liverpool.
We don't. No, not like that.
No, but I still envision you to hit the flank to like look for Martinelli. Do you know what I'm saying? Certain times to get in behind someone like Porro, because Porro likes to invert a lot at times, and sometimes Porro plays high up, and so he doesn't know whether
a lot as well. Yeah,
Porro doesn't know whether to sit back in a flat back 4-3 with the two centre backs next to him, or if he should go and press. Do you know what I'm saying?
This is where Partey is crucial. If Partey doesn't play in the midfield, you guys don't have to worry about that, because none of our midfielders are going to play those kind of passes besides Partey. Jorginho's not going to be playing. So if Moreno and Rice are starting, you don't have to worry about through balls as much.
That's what I wanted to talk about. Go on, Jay. Really quick.
No. I was just quickly going to say, I think for me, my biggest worry is just players being caught out of position. We know that our fullbacks like to get involved in the attacks a lot. And I read a comment. It was like, what did he say? He said something about someone said something about how they'll target Porro because he's the weaker fullback. True, very true. However, for me, I don't even think it's a thing where they're going to be looking to target him specifically. I just think they know he's going to be out of position. They know he's not very good at tracking back in terms of quick on a recovery pace and whatnot. I think they're just going to target that side and say, look, let's just sit off. They're going to come to the Emirates trying to play football. Let's just look for the space, attack the space. And that's where this game is going to be won or lost, in my opinion. But, yeah, man.
Yeah, no, I wanted to quickly move on. Before I move on, let me just shout out to the people in the chat that have been checked in and locked in. Shout out to everyone inside. Make sure you like up the video. Everyone's channel is in their name. As you can see, Durag Diaries, you're here, so you already know what I'm on. Spurs Kings TV, they're going live later on tonight, so make sure you head over there. What time you lot starting, Ash?
9:45, bro.
9:45. As soon as the game's finished, head over there. Jay for the Hotspur Cave channel's growing nearly at 500 subs. Make sure you get over there. Fam Zone TV, you already know you catch me and D every Friday. Trench Talk settings. They're on the road to 1K just like me. So head over there. And a gal TV who just hit 30K. Big time now. Man like a gal.
Congratulations.
He's gonna start leaving us. He ain't gonna have time for these channels no more soon. So we gotta make the most of it. We've got to make the most of it.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, of course not. No.
Congrats on the
I've always been
real one.
Bro.
The autograph. I need his autograph.
See the
Need man's autograph on that. You get me?
I was thinking 30K. I hit that ages ago, man.
I'm humble.
We're talking about money. We're talking about views.
Listen, I'm just hoping Arsenal make some signings, man. I'm not worried about the YouTube.
That's it. And I did want to move into the midfield. Shout out to Simpson, know that he thinks George Ash Hotshire Cave. I'm telling you, we'll get some in this game. And he did have a question for you, man, quickly before we move on. Gal and D, what's your ambition for Arsenal if you full well know you're not winning anything again with Arteta? Well, that's a statement, not really a question, but what do you think of that? Both of these guys are Arteta in, just to caveat that. They both are Arteta in, so they both believe, let's just clarify, you both believe you can win something this season or just with Arteta?
Go get a striker. Liverpool are not Man City, bro. They could fall off.
So that's this season. You both still believe the league's this.
Otherwise, what's the point of us even playing?
Yeah. No. But you know what? You know what? The honest truth. One second. Whenever I speak to Liverpool fans, oh, you already won the league. Don't worry. You already won the league.
They all think that they were going like, look what Slot's done.
Whenever you speak to a Liverpool fan, you just tell them, yeah, you already won it. And then eventually
they're telling me about Slot. Slot has not won anything
yet.
No,
someone tried to tell me today, oh, Arsenal signings with many doesn't mean nothing. Liverpool's still going to be better than next season. Bro, we are still not going away. This Arsenal team, we need to continue to improve, continue to sign more players, and continue to strengthen, go strength to strength. We're not resting on our laurels. People keep comparing us to Tottenham under Pochettino. The difference between us and Tottenham under Pochettino, you guys stopped investing. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep going until we win.
Okay. It's a fair point.
Are you not worried about Chelsea? Nah.
No, I see what Chelsea's doing, but at the same time,
not this season. I'm not talking about in general.
I see where Chelsea's trajectory is and where it can be, but I still do think we're steps ahead of them right now. And
they're looking to buy, what's his name from Bayern Munich? Tell that brother they're looking to buy more attackers. You might buy more DMs. You know, more DMs in that.
And that's what I wanted to get onto. So that midfield, that's what we're going to get onto again.
Let me explain to Ash though. Ash, Jorginho and Partey are leaving. So we're
getting onto the midfield. Let's talk about the midfield. I'm going to get there with my. We're going to get there.
I apologize.
So with the midfield,
he's trying to trigger me.
We didn't speak about that in this game, but I wanted to know what you think of the current Arsenal midfield situation, because you've just brought in Mikel Moreno, who was signed from the team that Zubimendi was at, and he was known as the guy that wasn't better than Zubimendi. He wasn't Zubimendi. He was just not Zubimendi. That's who Moreno was. He was the filler. And now you guys have him in your team. What do you guys think that he should start this game for one? And what do you think of his performances as so far in an Arsenal shirt? Because I don't know, from the outside looking in, I can't tell you what this guy does good. I was told he was going to unlock the left-hand side of the midfield. That was something you said, Gal. And he's put the whole midfield in prison, bro.
Oh yeah,
so I'm trying to know what is he giving to you, man?
He's not been anywhere near as bad as people are making out. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
He's been nowhere near as bad.
He's not aesthetically pleasing like some other midfielders.
He's a steady player. He's one of those players that are super good squad players. So in the game, in your team you need those guys that when they're in the team, when you got injuries or you need someone to fill in, because he very rarely does he have bad games. He just has very, very steady games, which is obviously Arsenal need level raisers now. But the whole Zubimendi thing is, if he comes in and Partey goes out, to me it's the same player going out and the same player coming in. That's not enough. That's how I see it. Because to me, Zubimendi's not even better than Partey. So I don't really understand this whole Partey.
Zubimendi is more of like a Xhaka type / Jorginho type. That's what I look at him as.
I'm not sure about Zubimendi. Yeah, I'm saying that's the
he's a top player, but I mean, I would rather have it Zubimendi playing and Partey on the bench.
Yeah.
Our midfield already has so much physicality. It's really, we're just trying to shore up areas that we don't have. We have the physical players, we have the runners, we have the creator.
We need a tempo.
What we don't have is another deep line playmaker. Jorginho, let's be honest, he's on his last legs. He's probably gonna go finish his career in Brazil right now, and Arsenal need to go and get somebody else that can do that role. It just makes life so much more easier when you have a little bit of everything. You don't need all these players to be the exact same in every position.
And I respect that, and I agree as well, man. I think like George was saying, you do need someone like a Jorginho that has a bit more youth behind him, and he can kind of control games from deep. Do you know what I'm saying? A passer that can like hit those balls into the channels or play those type of through balls that Havertz will keep on missing. You get me? So no, I'm for it still.
Don't get me started on Havertz.
Yeah, but like I say, he's a good player. Like I say, he's a top player. We all know that he's a top player. He's not coming now, so I don't really look forward to 6 months signings. I don't really care about 6 months time, to be perfectly honest. And if Partey leaves and Zubimendi comes in, it's the same level. That we're trading 1 for 1. So all of this.
I know, but we're planning ahead. We're planning ahead. We don't know what.
Not planning ahead. There's one player out, one player in. How's that planning ahead?
No, technically we have 2 players leaving, Jorginho and Partey.
So we're 1 down.
So we're planning ahead. Yeah, the window hasn't.
What do you mean by we're planning ahead when we've got 2?
Because they're not out of contract until the summer, bro. To get the
Zubimendi's coming in June.
Yeah, so to get
he's not signed yet. It's not finished yet.
No, I'm saying the reason why we're doing the Zubimendi deal now is to prepare for the fact that we're going to be losing 2 solid.
So we need 3 centre midfielders. So we need 3 centre midfielders.
Potentially, we're going to need at least 2. Man.
We
needed one anyway.
Yeah, and we're still going to get. We're still looking at striker. Also, we're going to get a striker this window.
Buy midfielders before you buy a striker again.
No, I'd love to know who the Gal's contact at Arsenal.
I think we're getting a striker this window. I don't know about you guys.
Of the movements that your team's going to do. You always tell us, no, my team's going to do this. We're going to get this. We're going to do that. I'd love to know what links a Gal has got. He's definitely got someone upstairs because he knows something that we don't. He seems far too confident. But I want to bring Potsy in. Big up to Dan Potts for coming on the show every single time. Just come over from the terrace. We're literally just touching on Arsenal midfield at the moment and discussing. Obviously, you guys are looking at bringing in Zubimendi, who was not the better of the 2 between him and Mikel Moreno, who's currently in your side. So just want to know your brief thoughts on obviously the Zubimendi deal, Mikel Moreno, and does Mikel Moreno start tomorrow?
So the Zubimendi links is very, very good timing, isn't it? Very, very coincidental. Big PR spin, PR stunt for me. That's what I will say. Arsenal are in a mess. Let's just tell them, everyone, let's go quickly say we're going to get this Zubimendi guy. Could not be better. Why didn't we get that 2 weeks ago? Why don't we get it in 3 weeks' time? We get it now. Very, very bizarre timing. Look, I like the signing. If it's true, I like it. I mean, David Ornstein's normally pretty good, as is Fabrizio Romano, as is Sammy Mokbel. So I reckon we've got this pretty much across the line. But I think Liverpool fans said that. So we, of course, have to be careful with it, right? But I will say I think he's a really good player. My biggest concern, boys, is what does that mean for Rice? Because I don't like him in the 8. And I think if he's playing in this 8 position, I'm sorry, man. I don't see a Fabregas there. I see a Rodri or a Carrick in Rice. He can't play in the 8, man. It's quite uncomfortable watching him play there, in my opinion. So I don't like that. Hopefully, it's a double pivot, and we have Zubimendi and Rice together with Odegaard floating in the attacking 10, and we go more 4-2-3-1. But I honestly believe we're going to go with Rice in the 8, and I don't like that at all. West Ham fans are still laughing at us trying to play him there. So I don't really understand what we're doing there. He's not playing well there, in my opinion. Last few games, I've been quite impressed with him coming on. But when he came on, I thought he was one of the only attack players that we had. But didn't look like scoring or creating much. But he looked all right driving forward. So I've got a bit of a problem with the midfield, if I'm honest with you. As for Marino, I hope he doesn't start tomorrow because I don't rate him. I think he's awful. If I'm honest with you, I don't see anything he does. He looks very, very... I mean, I've seen more agility in a care home, to be fair, than this guy. It looks absolutely embarrassing on the ball, trying to turn. It's scary. So yeah, when you've got the turning circle of a bus, it don't look great, does it, aesthetically? So I'm not too sure about him. I don't think he's taken us to a new level, if I'm honest. He hasn't been an upgrade or even a replacement for Granit Xhaka. So I'm happy to give him more time because he's only just come, but I don't really see enough yet to get excited. So I hope Timber's fit. I don't know if a gal's heard anything about Timber. If he's not fit, then we'll have to play Partey at right back.
No, Timber's fit.
Timber's
So
not on
if
the
Timber's
injury
fit, we'll play Timber. Thank God we can bring Partey into midfield. I don't want to be playing him at right back. So yeah, Partey comes in midfield for me. Partey, Rice, and Odegaard. Hopefully no Marino. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I think every Arsenal fan will say. I think every Arsenal fan right now will say the same. Are kind of along the same type of lines. I don't think there's anything much.
Just with that Odegaard, because obviously I'm hearing Odegaard could potentially be out. Is there anything else on that? Anything you've been mentioned by
I haven't
Arteta?
heard any updates on Odegaard missing the game.
Okay, and just with that, then I suppose Tottenham boys, obviously that's going to be a strong midfield. Declan Rice in the 8, Partey in the 6, and then Odegaard. You can't really ask for much more from a midfield. I suppose Declan Rice maybe doesn't have the balance of an 8, but if you're talking about 3 world-class players, there isn't much of midfields out there that you can get better than that. How are we gonna oppose that, and how do you think we need to set up? Because obviously there's no Bentancur available, so it's just going to be a choice between Sarr, Bergvall, Basuma, Madders, and Kulu. What's the setup? I think we established we want Kulu on the right, but who do you guys want in the 3? Bloody hell.
Yeah, I think
Ash, you want to go?
I mean, I think it would be Kulu on the right. I think it'd be Basuma in the 6. And this is where it's a toss-up. I think it might be Madders, you know. I think it might be Madders in the 3rd position. Just for that creative spark. I think against Tamworth, I know it was Tamworth, but he looked like the brightest out of all the players, in my opinion. He looked like he wanted to make something happen. Yeah, he's playing in his natural position, in the 10 position. He wasn't dropping too deep, and he was getting shots off. Basuma, it's been hot and cold, but of late, I would say, I looked at him against Liverpool. Again, Tamworth, you can't really look at that, but he's looking more like his old self, if that makes sense. He's a lot more assured in possession, so he's giving the ball away a lot less. He's not doing too much. He's not doing too much craziness with the ball, so he's keeping it mad simple. He would like do a take on and then pass, or if he does hold on to it, he's holding on to it to make that forward pass, meaning like, right, that easy pass is sideways, but he might turn on himself and then play the ball forward into like a Madders or someone like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So also defensively, he's looked like the old Basuma, winning duels. Yes. When it goes into the channels, he's helping out his fullbacks. He's getting across quite quickly. Even when it comes to like recovery runs, he's looking a bit more sharper. Like
you want him playing this game because he has that. If anyone can get a red card, it's him.
It is him. But I'm saying of late, he's been disciplined. He's been like quiet. He ain't been, normally he's all jokey and bouncy. Like lately, he's just been head down, no nonsense, just getting on with it. And that's the
I think it's because he knows the summer's coming up. He's on the shop window, man.
Playing for 100%. Playing.
He knows he's on the shop window.
An extension of playing for to stay at the club. Because the rumors are it's between him and Bentancur, isn't it? Whoever doesn't perform, they get chucked. So he knows the way he started the league, sorry, was with rubber balloons. Like, what we doing there? Yeah, I'm sorry, the man are just, you know what I mean? And
laughing gas. And
you know what I'm saying? Him and Expressions are linking up in trainer shops, linking up with Mitch. You know what I'm saying? Doing like wearing the latest J's and showing off. So now all of that's calmed down. He seems like he's getting back. And so if we get that Basuma where he's just like humble, you know what I mean, workmanlike, then he can shore up things. He'll be a big reason why we get anything from this game, in my opinion. Matters, again, like I said before, we need him like on top form. And yeah, Bergvall, obviously, that's the big talking point because I don't want to hype him. You know what I mean? Decision making for me, it's gonna be up and down because
he's young.
He's young. But I still have him above Sarr at the moment. Yeah, I still have him above Sarr at the moment. It's early days for him, but I can see he's got a little something about him where he's a bit hungry. You get me? Certain times he might jump in a challenge. He's a bit rash. So that point, I say with Vidal, he might be the one that we might have to watch out for. If he picks up a yellow card, you might have to take him off and bring on.
You know what annoys me the most? No one annoys me the most about this year is, sorry to cut you, is this Tottenham, like this whole thing, what's going on with Tottenham is the unscariest I've ever seen Tottenham in a long time. And I still don't feel confident enough that we should be battering you. Like, as far as I'm concerned, this Tottenham team is terrible. Like, I'm not looking at Tottenham thinking like, oh yeah,
scary players.
They're not even just scary players. There's nothing that I feel like it's like I'm looking at feeling like, oh yeah, we've got to really worry about this section of the pitch.
There's no X factor.
Even off the bit, I don't feel anything, and I still feel like our team's going into the game feeling like I don't even know if we've got X factor.
It's because we're not scoring goals right now. It's because we're not scoring goals right now, and we don't trust our attack right now. That's the issue.
Yeah,
but that's the problem. That's the problem. We're talking about Zubimendi. You're talking about we're preparing for Zubimendi in the summer. We need to be preparing for now.
Bro, we are.
We got games. We've got 2 games coming up.
We are though. Why are you making it seem like we're not going to go out and sign somebody this window?
Oh, we got a game tomorrow. If Vlahovic had signed yesterday, I'll be playing him tomorrow.
I know, but that's not.
We need to be preparing for tomorrow.
I do want to add to the midfield thing. Ash made a great point about the midfield. For me personally, I'd want to see Sarr just because I want to see that energy. Look, we know if Declan Rice ain't the most quality midfielder in terms of in possession and carrying the ball, but he's got legs, he's got energy, and that's one thing that we're going to need to have tomorrow. So I definitely want to see Sarr and Basuma start, just because I don't know if you boys noticed as well, but one thing I noticed is that they interchange a lot. There's phases of the game where Sarr drops into the 6 and Basuma goes into the 8, and then Basuma might start playing a bit more composed and let Sarr do the running. I think we need a bit of that. And then Maddison for the lock picking. I think this is the type of game where he knows himself, right, that we brought him in to be our maestro. You know, the guy who's going to grab the team by the scruff of the neck and say, this is my team. I'm going to run the show here. And he hasn't done that since he's come in. So for me personally, as much as I'd love to see Kulu in the 10, like I said, I want to see legs. I want to see physicality. And Johnson out on that right-hand side doesn't give me a lot of confidence. So that's why I'd rather see Kulu out on the right, given the option to drift in, get involved in the midfield. Even Maddison, we see it a lot. Sometimes he goes out to the left, sometimes he goes out to the right to pick the ball up to try find the spaces. So yeah, for me, that's the perfect 3 in midfield. Bergvall, look, like you said, Ash, he's 18, he's young, he's rash, his decision making isn't all of that for me personally. But again, like I said, I don't want to start him because energy. I want energy coming off the bench. We're going to need that young explosiveness, that hunger coming off the bench. Say we're 1-0 up and we need a goal, or you guys might be 1-0 up, or it might be 1-1 and we need to change the flow of the game. That's when I want to see young players like Mikey Moore coming off the bench, stretch the pitch a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just my thoughts on the midfield.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think the midfield, Maddison's going to be key. He's going to be key in this game. I think that battle between Maddison and Odegaard themselves of seeing who's actually going to stand out, because having that tempo set, someone who can, for us, control the game, especially in those moments where we press too much and we win the ball back high. We need someone, Solanke does it at times, the hold-up play where he can slow it down. But far too often, he loses the ball, or we get on the attack and he's trying to turn his player and just sort of go straight 100 gung ho. They're trying to take it down the channels. When Maddison comes on that pitch, he slows the game down for us a bit, makes us not attacking that 100% all the time, and makes us move the ball around the pitch a lot smoother. Because like you highlighted, Ash, with Bergvall, when he's on the pitch, he's been very good recently at just stretching the game through dragging the ball up the pitch, actually on the ball, carrying it. But with Maddison, he can play those passes. He's going to lockpick it, like you said, Jay. He's going to play that line breaking pass. That's going to get us up the pitch a lot quicker. So I think he can be key in this game. It's going to be one player that definitely I'm looking to have a good performance.
George, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, no worries, Jay.
Big up everyone. Love for having me on again, George. It was nice to talk to a lot of you. Igal, you know what I'm saying? D, Dan, Ash, it's good to talk to you. Hopefully we can do this again soon, man. I will be at the Emirates, so stay tuned for my match reaction, people. You know, I will be dishing out the smoke. But yeah, big up the boys, man. Have a good night, everyone.
Love, bro. Hotspur Cave. Make sure you go over to his channel for more stuff, man. 100%.
I'm just going to address one thing Dan said earlier. Dan, we needed a little PR. It's going into a North London derby. Everything, the mood was down. We've lost back-to-back games. These players need to go out and perform in the next game. But
how about we sign a player, then, Igal? How about we sign a player? That's good PR.
Hey, we triggered a signing for the summer.
Oh, brilliant.
Wait.
Oh, my God.
Let me ask you something.
Evra was right then, yeah?
Listen, me and you
was right. When you got annoyed about Patrice Evra, he was right. It's always next season then. Next season.
Yeah, me and you, are both Arteta in. We both know that, yeah?
You might be right.
But what I'm saying is this, yeah? Do you think, that it's okay to write the season off? So basically what you're saying is, let's sign for the... No, wait, let me finish. To write the season off when the club have got the highest ticket prices, people are going out there to games that they're hard-earned cash, watching the team play, and the owners are saying in the summer. So you're basically saying the next 6 months. So why don't you freeze the ticket and everyone's free for the next 6 months then?
1 second. That has nothing to do with it.
No, it does have something to do with it because you're saying
I think you guys need to realize. I think you guys need to realize that they did not factor in signing a player in January until Jesus got injured. That is wrong. Which I agree with you. I agree with you guys. That is wrong, right? But now that they have addressed it and they're saying they're going to sign somebody in January, it looks like maybe Vlahovic. We got to wait until the signing's done.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is we're talking about Tottenham tomorrow. We need players now. So why?
When did we play Man United? Was it 2 days ago?
Sunday,
right? Sunday was the day where they decided, you know what, we're fucked. We need to sign somebody.
But I don't understand.
Well, that's a worry. That's a worry then, isn't it, Igal? That's a worry because we already needed players with Jesus fit. So why we now we need to go and get him because Jesus is done. That's what my problem is. It's the 15th of January and now all of a sudden Josh Kroenke's coming to the game tomorrow. Oh, wow. I hope we make some noise against him. That's what I hope. Yeah.
Apparently there's an emergency meeting done.
About what?
About how they're going to invest the funds in January.
But do you think
that should have been done in December?
Wait, hold on. Do you think
they had a meeting in December where apparently the meeting they came out and said that they weren't going to sign nobody in January. Now they're changing their tune and they're saying they're going to sign somebody because of the injury crisis.
Well, we need about 3 players. You're happy with saying we need 1 player. We need 3 attackers. No, we need a striker and we need 2 wingers.
In reality, we're not going to sign 3.
But I'm saying at the beginning of say the summer or every window, you get excited. You want the most extravagant players. Towards the end of the window, you just start accepting whatever's available. You know what I'm saying? If they said to me tomorrow they will get Semenyo and Duran, I will be like, at least I'll take that.
2? Are you crazy?
Well, you would say no to that.
No, we're not getting 2.
Agal, don't wait. This is the problem, Agal, is your expectation is you're allowing the club to just get away with having 1 and you're going, yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. No, how can you even be so mad at 2? You have no one in that.
No, I'm not mad. I'm saying that's not realistic.
No, but it is though.
What, Semenyo and Duran is not realistic to you? Semenyo from Bournemouth and Duran that's unrealistic signings to you.
How much money do you think that's going to cost?
No, I'm asking you. I'm not saying get Isaac and Nico Williams. I'm saying getting Semenyo is an unrealistic signing to you.
It's going to cost us at least 100 million for those 2.
Is that unrealistic to you? Is that unrealistic?
Do you think they're going to spend 100 million this window?
Bro, we spent 80 million for Caicedo in the January window, bro. 75 million.
All right, fair enough. I don't think Arsenal's going to spend 100 million on 2 players in this.
No, I
window.
understand.
We could get Vlahovic, you know.
I could see us getting 2 players, but maybe one is a loan with an option to buy, and then we sign one.
Just on that,
I think Vlahovic could be a realistic one because obviously Colin Mawani looks like he's going to Juventus, so that's the one that we need to now go and get. We just got to go and get him. Do we want him? Do we think he's great? Probably not, but we'll take him over nothing, and he could come in and bang.
He's
but
better than what we got.
He is, but that's not hard.
You guys
me and you are.
what, 2 years ago? This was supposed to be the
You
deal.
know we're not.
2 years ago, Arsenal were supposed to go in for him, pay the 70-odd million and so on, and now it's potentially looking at a loan. You could say it's 2 years too late, but if Arsenal can wrap up that deal, that is definitely.
He's 24.
No, I'm not saying it's again. He's still got a lot of potential. I'm a big fan of Vlahovic. I was saying in the
Henry came from Juventus, bro.
I would have took him in, but
I'll take him.
No,
I just want to give a big shout out to Hassan LFC to the super chat. Big up the panel. Arsenal fans, enjoy Zubimendi. Just make sure Arteta's and his players aren't missing the Guard of Honor sessions for me. Hashtag trophies.
Make sure you win the league. Make sure you win the league then. Don't chat shit before you win the league. Also, I'm going to say this to the Arsenal boys. On a real. Do you guys really think Arsenal's going to go from not wanting to sign anybody this window to now signing 2?
No, we don't. We don't think that, but that's what we're saying.
I don't think we'll get anyone, bro. I don't think we will. I don't think we'll sign anyone.
We need a player when Jesus was.
I think we signed Vlahovic minimum, and if we do sign a second,
Rashford or some trash like that.
We're not signing nobody from within the Premier League. That's the honest truth. We're not signing no one within the Premier League.
We're not gonna get.
If they go crazy, they find a way to get the Nico Williams deal done. That's it.
I don't think we'll get. I think Williams is a summer. I think Lookman is a summer if we want him because he's at Atlanta. They're in the title race. They're not. That's why Man City want Edison and Atlanta have said, "Nah, we're gonna go win the title." So in a few games' time, I think there's 5 games until the window shuts, right, or something like that in Serie A. So it might be that it gets to a stage where Man City go. Then we could then look them. But for me, I don't think we're getting any of them. I think Vlahovic is the potential. Huh?
Would you go for Mbeumo?
Yes, I would, man. I like him a lot.
I would sign him on a permanent.
Yeah, I would take him. Yeah, 100%. I would. He's better than Sterling. He's banging goals in for Brentford. He looks like a baller. He's 25. I'd take him, man. 100%. 100.
Would you not go? Would you not take him?
No, I would. I just don't think Arsenal would.
I don't know what that means.
I would sign the player. I just don't think the club would make that signing.
Okay.
Well, what do the club want? I don't understand what the club want.
The club don't look good, you know, aesthetically pleasing.
The club pretty much just wants players. The club clearly just want players that have a large scope to grow, that they also deem are like part of the project that they've already looked at.
I don't think there's enough players out there, Gal, right now. Like I was speaking to Turkish earlier. There's unbelievable amounts of quality this window. Osimhen, you've got Gyökeres, you've got Vlahovic, you've just spoken about. Nico Williams, Marmoush was available. He's going to City. Then you've got the Premier League players like Cunha, like João Pedro. You've got Semenyo. You've got Mbeumo. All of these guys we would take, right? They're all available.
Yeah. It's got to pay up though.
The thing is,
why are we not?
The worst thing about it is. The worst thing about it is every player you almost mentioned is probably better than our players now. That's the worst thing.
They are, bro.
How can you mention 10 players or 12 players that are better than our players?
Gal's mate Kroenke, he won't put his hand in his pocket. That's what the problem is. So we're not going to be in a position where we can sign him.
You know what? It's definitely probably the Kroenkes now. You're right. Maybe it is the Kroenkes because
surprise. Who knew? So why, when you were on my show 2 weeks ago, you was having a go at me for having a go at the Kroenkes, and then what? 2 weeks later, you're now believing this is the problem.
1 second, because I thought that they gave the money, and the people that were in charge were basically saying we're not going to spend it unless it's the right person. It's almost like giving a kid money, and he's saving it up for like a toy rather than buying himself a candy bar.
And how are we getting Zubimendi without a sporting director, by the way? I thought Edu was supposed to be this genius.
1 second.
He's gone.
Who said that? Bro?
No, you didn't. I'm saying our fan base said Edu was quality, and he's a perfect. We're going to be terrible without Edu. How have we signed Zubimendi if we ain't got a sporting
Nobody
director?
said we were ever going to be terrible without Zubimendi, without Edu. There is club signings, you know. There is pre-agreements that can be done. There's players you've already scouted that you can go and get done. Hey, I'm happy we at least are getting the deal done so nobody else can come and take it from us in the summer, hopefully, and we have pre-agreements sorted out.
I like the signing. I do like the signing.
I don't care about anything in June. I don't know what's going on there.
I know. One second. But as fans, we always say we want our club to be prepared. We want to be prepared. We're trying to prepare for the future. You guys are always criticizing the club for not preparing, for not getting the right signings through the door. Yeah, you can criticize them, but right now when they're trying to fix things and not make the same mistakes.
What's your breaking point for Arteta? What's your limit? Because obviously this could be another season where you go without a trophy.
You want to know something? I'll let you know when I get there. I honestly don't know.
He doesn't want him out. He doesn't want him out. It doesn't want him out. I don't know why he won't say it. I don't know why he just won't say it.
Everyone's got a limit. If you got finished fourth, would you be like, oh, what the fuck is going on there? This is unacceptable. Do you know what I'm saying? We're going backwards.
Well, it would have to be catastrophic where the whole world's burnt down. That's really true.
Let me say one more thing before you move on, Jules. Let me say one more thing, yeah. You know, if we don't sign up, you know you're worried about this June thing. You know, if we don't sign anyone in this January window, you know we're going into the Champions League, trying to win the Champions League with Havertz, Martinelli, and Trossard. You understand that, yeah? No.
Bro, Justy, understand. We are going to sign Vlahovic or Sesko or somebody.
How do you, bro? You think so? You've got 100% faith that we're going to sign a striker?
Yes, I have faith. I have faith that Arteta has been putting pressure on the board. We're having they're having an emergency meeting for a goddamn reason. Colomani going to Juventus. The dominoes are dropping. You guys need to relax.
I wish that I could have this faith you have in my board and my manager.
Genuinely, 1 second. 2 weeks ago, I did not have this faith. The reason why I have faith right now is because Saka's injured, Jesus is injured. Their hands are tied. They have no choice. They have to do it. I'm telling you right now.
They had to do it when he was fit.
No. Wait, hold on.
They were never going to do it.
Listen. If Tottenham were to mash you man up at your stadium, better know there'll be a riot. That man would have to go in the window and buy a striker.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but that doesn't prove a gal's point. That doesn't prove a gal's point.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying they're reactionary. It has a point of what Dan said earlier about this is a PR move, and it's perfect timing that they start saying that they're talking about this because they've probably been speaking about a deal for a long time, but they just
fans aren't even wanting to go to games. If it wasn't a North London derby, you think people would have shown up to this game midweek?
This is exactly where Tottenham's.
Yeah, and you go to the games all the time. I've seen people giving away North London derby tickets. You know that, right?
Yeah.
One of my friends messaged me. He's like, "I got an extra ticket. You want to go?" I said, "I can't come." Literally,
I hear it. It's where things are at right now. I mean, Tottenham, it's literally the same thing. There's tickets available in the exchange for every game. Literally, you can just go a couple of days before if you want to go have a game. You just go look in the exchange.
The Man United game was on general sale.
Yeah. We have the same problem right now. It's because the owners aren't back in the clubs, and this is where we're at. But really quickly, Potts, I know you got to head out. I know you're jumping onto another stream. So, what's your prediction for the game?
I think it's going to be a stinky 1-1, bruv. I think it's going to be a stinky game. I can't lie. I keep saying the word stinky in most of the shows today because I just look at us and we stink. And if Tottenham lose this game, they'll go 15th with Palace. Like, that's how bad Tottenham are, right? It's crazy. So, what's that?
Below Man United. Man United win.
It's embarrassing, man. Like the amount of money Tottenham has spent, and like man like George still bigging up Ange Postecoglou. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what's happening here? I've got to say, I think it'll be a 1-1. I don't think it's going to be a good game of football, if I'm honest with you. I think Ange Postecoglou, real talk, should learn off of what's happened with the Everton game, the Fulham game, even the Ipswich game was tough for us. Man United, the way teams have make it hard for us, there's a blueprint. If he comes out with this, like, it's just the way we are, mate, football, and loses, sackable offence. Like, let's be real, sackable offence. If he comes out and actually tries to play and get something out of us, I think you can get a point. But if you come out and start playing, make sure you win. Don't lose and play like that because he'll get sacked in the morning. Well, he won't because all the fans love him, apparently, because it's who we are, mate. But that's the way I see it, bro. 1-1.
By the way,
I'll go 1-1.
I hear it. I do hear it.
Yeah, based on what you just said, George would definitely be Arteta in if he was an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, man.
Nah. It's very different. You guys are 5 years into the project. We're 18 months. That's why I have the belief. But if we're 5 years in, there's no way. There's no way I'd have the belief in this. But big up to you, Dan, man. Thank you for coming
come
on,
on, bro.
Thank you for
I'm
giving us
sorry I
your
can't
time.
stay longer,
bro.
man. Sorry I can't stay
No,
longer.
no,
Yeah,
no.
later, Zigal. Good to meet you guys, man. Nice to meet you, Ash. Justy, legend. George, always a pleasure, man. Take care, boys. Enjoy.
Take care. People, if you want to go find Dan Potts, you probably already know where it is. But football's 12th man. I think he's going to be on Lee Judge's TV straight after this. So head over there.
Busy day.
And go check into Dan Potts, man. Yeah, proper busy. But yeah, man, back to it, you boys. I'm going to go to Ash. I want to know, come on, final predictions for the game. How you think it's going to play out?
I have to agree with Dan. I think it will be a draw, but I think a point's not good enough for Arsenal. A point would be good for. Like, I would take a point. I'll be real.
You take a point.
I'll take a point.
Away from
home.
That's disgraceful.
Away from home. Away from home.
They're away from home.
They're 15th. They're 13th.
It doesn't matter, bro.
Well, no, I agree. I agree with. I feel like we're in a position where we can take a point because we've lost a lot of games this year. Points.
My thing is don't lose. I'm
Bro,
looking at
if they take a point at the Emirates, that's 2 years running where they got a draw at our ground.
Exactly. And you know what it is?
Wait, don't make it sound like a celebration thing, Agal. You're too happy.
No,
it's just a point. It's just that, bro. Like, we got points.
Look,
we left with some.
I can only talk for myself, and I can only be honest.
You
know what I'm saying? I can't talk for the whole fan base. I'm just looking at how Son's performing, and he's not been up to levels. You get it? If Son had a bit more chest, I think my chest would be a bit different as well. And then on the right wing, like it's mad, isn't it? I think Kulu's doing the job there. Is he prolific? Like on the right wing, he's better in the mids, so he's doing the job as well. And then Solanke, we don't know what Solanke will get. If I'm being honest, in the North London derby, I want to wait and see what happens there. You get it? And then the midfield, and defense, we've got makeshift. I'm not going to make excuses about the injuries and all that. Do you know what I'm saying? That goes out of the window for me. But that's why I'll take a point. You get it?
Do you think you're going to win a trophy this season? Forget about Arsenal for a second.
Me personally, I don't. No, me personally, I don't. I think we'll have a good.
You think you're going out to Liverpool?
Yeah. I think Liverpool just turn it up a notch. I mean, we haven't won there. What's the last? Hey, George, what's the last time we won?
Back in the 90s, bro. You don't even want to ask them.
I will say though, the way you play though, it does suit. It does suit. You're the only team that I think could go there and hurt Liverpool though. I will say that.
I think we can because I think Liverpool might have their focus elsewhere as they
having a one-goal advantage is not enough.
Yeah, you know what? If Solanke had scored and that was onside, I'd have been different. But that 1-0 was so slender.
But we're gonna have a different team going into it, so I've got a little bit of confidence that game is gonna go very different to the way that the first one was.
Oh god.
Yeah, Case is gonna be fit. But bringing it back around to our game and predictions, Agal. But where's your head at with this one? What are you thinking? Obviously, we've heard a draw from Ash. Did you say 1-1, Ash? You thought it's score draw or no?
Score draw, bro. Score draw.
All right. What are you saying?
I'm going with. Let me paint the picture. It's a crazy game to start off. Both teams going back and forth. Tottenham playing gung ho football. Arsenal score a goal on a counter, and you know what we do? We just make the game disgusting. From there, we put a bunch of men behind the ball. We give you the ball. We in our own ground. We give you guys the pressure to break us down and say, let's see what you guys can do to score. You guys don't break us down. You continue to whip in crosses. We keep heading it out. Eventually, it gets to a point where we find ourselves once again at a set piece. Bury the game 2-0. And I think that's how it goes. I think it's a situation where Tottenham continue to try to attack and play to our advantage by opening up, giving us the opportunity to get at their defense. And our attack that has not been firing will find a way to fire at home versus Tottenham. This is a North London derby. Form goes out the window. And the pressure, I think, will be on you guys to break us down where we're at home. We trust ourselves to in a close game to get a result, where you guys kind of need a chaotic game to get a result.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, Spurs do thrive in a bit of chaos, as we saw in the Liverpool one. I feel like if two teams are playing bad, Spurs can tend to pick something up out of those games. But D, where are you? Obviously, a gal's got you guys winning. Are you sharing that same confidence? Or
I was before against Newcastle and Man United. I said it'll be a narrow Arsenal victory, but because of the way those games panned out, It's gonna be the same type of game, isn't it?
Okay, let me just before you say anything, we've had 3 games in a row where we drop points. What happens on the 4th? What tends to happen on the 4th game?
Yeah, but we haven't had 3 games in a row.
Yeah, we have.
These were cup games.
Brighton, Newcastle, Aston Villa.
They were cup games. Oh, you mean in the league?
3 games in a row where we drop points in all competitions, or we don't win. What do we end up doing on the 4th game?
I don't know what game you're talking about last season.
Over the whole time Mikel Arteta has been here, every time everything bad happens in 3s, and in the 4th game we come back with a bang.
You're talking about on what in terms of luck? You're talking about luck. Yeah, we just lost Jesus for a season.
I've just seen this before, bro. We slapped Chelsea 5-0 after dropping points last year. We bounced back.
When you slapped them 5-0.
I could see us bouncing back big time. You can't see that?
Yeah, but I saw it. I thought that against Man United, and I thought we had a good performance against Man United. I thought against Man United we were all over them. I know that I thought that we battered them. It should have been about 4-1 as far as I'm concerned. So I saw that bounce at Man United. Now I feel like, can we carry it on and beat Tottenham? I can't say we can beat Tottenham because we can't even score goals.
I know, but it's not that bad. We're doing everything until the final bit. I think if we do what we did over the last 2 games versus Tottenham, not only do we score 1 goal, we at least score 2.
Why? We haven't scored any goals. Why do you think that?
We have 49 shots in 2 games and we get 1 goal. That's a major outlier.
But I don't think that's an outlier though. When you look at the chances that you guys create, you're not creating very clear-cut chances. Yeah, the Man United game. We did. Man United game you did. But I feel like in the other games you haven't. The Man United game was only due to them having 10 men and the defensive structure just not being that good at that point. But until they had 10 men, you guys didn't have a shot on target. So
in Newcastle game, Martinelli had the 1-on-1, hit the post.
Early, yeah. Early
hit the post also.
Yeah, we should have batted Newcastle as well.
The Martinelli one was there. You had 1 chance in it, one of those ones. But again, D, what's your score prediction?
I'm gonna say probably a narrow win, a half-foot win, but I ain't confident about it.
Come on, I changed his mind.
I hear it. I mean, to end things up, and I guess my prediction and what I think is, I've said already. I think I have the confidence Spurs can walk away with all 3, but I'm going to lean on the point. Just looking at the team we have available, the lack of quality in the back line, we're going to struggle sometimes on the counter. And I just feel like I said, if Spurs do open up, which I do expect at times, Spurs are always going to open up against teams. We're never going to fully sit back. You're going to have chances. I just think, like you alluded to as well, Gal, I think it's going to be a bit of a scrappy game. I think it's going to be very similar to the way that Liverpool one planned out in the first half, where everyone's losing the ball. It's a bit chaotic. Spurs aren't keeping a hold of the ball. Arsenal aren't keeping a hold of the ball. But it's one of those games that are going to be back and forth. I don't think there's going to be that many clear-cut chances, just because the way that Arsenal set up at the back, they don't really give you too much space. So it's probably going to be one of a few chances that separate the teams. But I'm leaning on a 1-1. I think both teams will score. I just don't know if both teams are going to do enough to get over the line. And I think a 1-1 probably works out. Obviously not for Arsenal in their favour. They need a win at this moment in time. But
depends what happens today with Nottingham Forest and Liverpool. Lose.
That's the thing. I feel like anything but a loss. Anything but a loss, a lot of Arsenal fans won't mind. They're not going to be super mad at. But if you are Standards FC and you're maintaining the standard for your club, losing to this Tottenham team right now, or even drawing, is very poor, because this isn't a great club side. You guys should be,
especially at home.
That's the thing. You guys should be taking advantage of it here. Really quickly, question for a Gal. If Arsenal lose tomorrow, do you think it'll be the end of Arteta?
No, he's not going anywhere.
Arteta just signed Zubamendi. We're here, guys. We're not going nowhere.
That's the thing. I think that deal shows you more than anything that's like the club saying, "Yeah, we're still behind him. This is a project that
he's not going anywhere, bro.
You're not going to sign players for him. It's 6
months.
They're not probably planning 2 transfer windows ahead. He's going, yeah, you're signing these players in 27. Don't worry about that. Like, we got you, bro. Like, you're not.
He's not going nowhere. He's calm, man. He's calm.
Apparently, he's deciding the sporting director. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, he's calm.
Brzezinski. I'm hearing it's Brzezinski, isn't it?
Pure control. Is it?
Listen, I'm telling you guys right now, I think we're here. Arteta's here to stay, and we're
He is. He's there for a while, man. He's not going nowhere.
And to the people who want him gone, get ready for a long, long life. You're gonna be here.
I hear it.
He's
I hear
loving
it's going to be a very long time. No, you're right. It's going to be a very long time for these people. They need to damn accept it.
I'm seeing people with Arteta out things. Fuck the process. Like, you guys need to relax. It's not. Is it normal? You guys see every result. I see. What do you call it? You guys have Henry Wright saying sack Ange tonight, but at Arsenal, we concede a goal. Forget that. Liverpool play a game versus West Ham. Sack Arteta. We're not even playing.
Bro, yeah. You know, there's some people, especially in this content creation, that are going to use any chance they can to bash and use that to, you know, get across their words. So any chance that he sees that Arteta is doing something bad, or anything that can reflect on Arsenal not being good, they're going to do the Arteta. And same with Tottenham. There's some people out there they'll look at another team, they'll look at Bournemouth win, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, look at Bournemouth, and just shit." Let me
tell you something. On a real though, Arsenal third in the Champions League right now in the league table. You know that, right?
Yeah, we know. Third in the second in the Premier League table.
We've only lost one. We're second in the Premier League, 6 points off Liverpool, right? Now, in the grand scheme of things, Odegaard's missed how many games? Saka's missed how many games? Like, we've had so many different issues throughout the season, and to still be where we are, people kind of like taking it as if Arsenal's just, oh, your season's done, this and that. But right now, when you actually look at it in a grand scheme of things, how many teams would actually be in our position with the amount of issues we've had?
I think you know what it is, bro. You know what it is? I just think the issue at the moment with some Arsenal fans is they don't think he's the guy to get you over the line, whereas you guys do. You guys think he's going to be the one to bring you the trophies at the end of it. He's done very well to get you where you were from before, like, because obviously under Emery it was going tits up, and I think that's where the loyalty comes from your fan base to Arteta, because the way you play, the style of football, and the trajectory that he's put you guys on the top of the map, where you guys were behind us. Remember them days when you lot were behind us, yeah? Those were dark days.
Not for long though.
I remember waking up North London derbies against Tottenham away, and I just know we're gonna lose. It was bad.
This is what I'm saying. So to come from that to where you are now, he's got a lot of people inside. It's gonna take a lot for those people to say, I'm out, tear her out. Do you know what I'm saying? To make you lot title contenders, that's a big thing. But I think the people that George was saying, Standard FC, they're saying, Rob, boom. I don't think he's.
They don't make sense, bro.
Force us over the line. I know. I'm just saying. I think it's for them.
You know what doesn't make sense?
They want to see a bit of silverware. You know, they want to see a Premier League.
People far down into a project.
People saying this manager doesn't deserve any more money because he hasn't won us anything is ridiculous. People saying this team should sack the manager tonight because Liverpool are about to win the league is crazy to me.
You think that you were meant to be the next team after Pep. That's what it was. Now Pep's dropped off. It's meant to be.
But you know something. Growth is not always linear. There's sometimes where you might take a step back and take a couple steps forward. And if we do get a striker, a winger, Zubimendi, and get another midfielder, plus
the thing though, again, I feel like a lot of the people that are Arteta out is because of his squad building. He's had the chance to do that now. He's at a point where, just very briefly, he's done that. He's brought in all these players that he's won. He's signed over 25 players. Like, he's got a whole squad of players that he's signed, and he's still not got to the squad that he wants. It's still, we need 4 or 5 players, and that's their issue. For one, it's not just the way you guys are playing football and the way the football's regressed, but it's also the talent ID, the amount of signings that he's got wrong for you guys, because we have to have it right. You guys have signed a lot of players that have just been duds. There's very rarely your best players aren't your signings, apart from Declan Rice. I mean, Gabriel, did he sign Gabriel? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he signed Gabriel. He may have. I think that was Unai Emery. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was signed beforehand. So you're looking at Declan Rice and Odegaard to be the only 2 signings that are really top that he's brought in. So that's where I just question Arteta quite a bit, and I understand why people do. But really quickly, I just want to shout out to the people in the chat and just the ones that have left their score predictions, because I did ask for them early in the show. We got Kurt, who thinks Tottenham's going to win 2-1. Shout out to you, Kurt. Harry Butler, he's got a 1-1 prediction between the two. Skills has got a 3-1 Arsenal win. Ronnie has got a Tottenham 3-1 win. Neil Gunner, 2-1 Arsenal. A man like Rob Frank with a 4-0 win Spurs. Boy, oh boy, I wish that it could be a 4-0. That one might be crazy. But big up to DG for checking in always. Big up the gaffer, but Netflix team. Yeah, he did. What's he saying here? What's going on? There's something going on in the chat.
Oh,
but yeah,
if you signed Gabriel.
Oh yeah. He did. So shout out to him. Look, free signings out of 20 odd that have been successful is pretty poor. You've got a few that could go in that medium bracket, like not flops, but not success, but it's been a bit mid for him. Last predictions. Deluded has got a 3-1 for Arsenal, and Inakoma has got a 3-0 Spurs Kinski special. Shout out to everyone checking in and being inside yet again. We've got 59 people in the chat. The aim was 50 likes. I believe we have hit it, but if we haven't, make sure you smash that like button. Everyone's channels is in the description as always, so make sure you go check out their channels. Egal TV for Egal Below, Fam Zone TV for Justy in the corner, and then Spurs Kings TV for Ashman. So make sure you head out to everyone's channels. Make sure you show some love. I'm going to send this one over to Hooks' show, which is going to be starting a bit later with myself, D, Deji, and Hooks, where there's going to be a bit of a cooking over in that one. So just make sure you drop a like on the video before it starts. And if you want to wait around, we'll be starting around 8 o'clock. So be there, man. Well, big up to everyone being inside. Big up. Direct Diaries, we're out.
Peace.